Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the 7 wonders of the ancient world, a list of 7 remarkable structures that amazed the ancient travelers and inspired generations of artists and writers. These wonders were selected by the Greeks and Romans based on their beauty, size, and engineering skill. They represent the achievements of different civilizations that flourished in the Mediterranean and Middle East regions. Unfortunately, only one of these wonders still survives today, while the others have been destroyed by natural disasters, wars, or human actions. Let's take a look at each of these wonders and learn more about their history and features. 1. The Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid is the oldest and the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. It was built around 2560 BC as the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu, the ruler of Egypt. It is located on the west bank of the Nile River, near Cairo. It is the largest of the 3 pyramids at Giza, and it was the tallest man-made structure in the world for almost 4,000 years. It measures about 230 meters on each side at the base, and about 146 meters high. It is estimated that it took 20 years and 2.3 million blocks of stone to build it. The pyramid was originally covered with white limestone casing stones that made it shine like a jewel in the sun, but most of them were removed over time for other constructions. The pyramid is also surrounded by a complex of temples, tombs, and smaller pyramids that served as the necropolis of the royal family and the elite. 2. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The Hanging Gardens are one of the most mysterious wonders of the ancient world, as there is no conclusive evidence that they actually existed. They were said to be built by King Nebuchadnezzar II in the 6th century BC to please his wife Amentis, who missed her homeland of Media. They were located in Babylon, near present-day Baghdad in Iraq. According to ancient writers, they were a series of terraces that rose up to 75 meters high, supported by stone columns and arches. They were filled with exotic plants, flowers, fruits, and trees that were watered by an ingenious irrigation system that pumped water from the nearby Euphrates River. They were also adorned with statues, fountains, and waterfalls that created a stunning spectacle for the visitors. 3. The Statue of Zeus at Olympia. The Statue of Zeus was a colossal statue of the king of the Greek gods, made by the famous sculptor Phidias in the 5th century BC. It was located in Olympia, in southern Greece, where the ancient Olympic Games were held every 4 years. The statue was housed in a temple dedicated to Zeus, and it was one of the main attractions for the pilgrims and athletes who came to Olympia. The statue was made of gold and ivory, and it stood about 12 meters high on a pedestal. It depicted Zeus sitting on a throne, holding a scepter in his left hand and a statue of Nike, the goddess of victory, in his right hand. His face was majestic and serene, and his beard and hair were curly and flowing. The statue was considered one of the masterpieces of ancient art, and it influenced many later representations of Zeus and other gods. 4. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. The Temple of Artemis was a magnificent temple dedicated to Artemis, the goddess of hunting, nature, and fertility. It was built in Ephesus, in western Turkey, around 550 BC by King Croesus of Lydia. It was rebuilt several times after being destroyed by fire, flood, and war. The final version was completed around 323 BC by Alexander the Great's successors. It was one of the largest temples in the ancient world, measuring about 115 meters long and 55 meters wide. It had 127 columns that supported a roof decorated with sculptures and paintings. It also had a huge altar with a statue of Artemis made of gold, silver, ebony, and other precious materials. The temple was a center of worship and commerce for Ephesus and its region. It attracted thousands of pilgrims every year who came to celebrate Artemis' birthday on the 13th day of each month. 5. The Mausoleum at Helicarnassus. The mausoleum was a monumental tomb built by Queen Artemisia II for her husband King Mausolus, who ruled over Caria, a region in southwestern Turkey, in the 4th century BC. He died in 353 BC, and his wife spared no expense to honor his memory. She hired some of the best architects and sculptors of the time to design and decorate the tomb, which was located in Helicarnassus, the capital of Caria. The tomb was about 45 meters high and 30 meters square. It had a rectangular base with a colonnade of 36 columns, a pyramidal roof with 24 steps, and a chariot with statues of Mausolus and Artemisia on top. The walls and the roof were covered with elaborate reliefs and friezes that depicted scenes from Greek mythology and history. The tomb was so impressive that it gave its name to all large tombs, mausoleums. 6. The Colossus of Rhodes. The Colossus was a gigantic statue of Helios, the sun god, erected in Rhodes, an island in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, in the 3rd century BC. It was built to celebrate the victory of Rhodes over Antigonus I Monothelmus, a Macedonian king who besieged the island in 305 BC. The statue was designed by Chares of Lindos, a pupil of Lysippus, one of the most famous sculptors of the time. It was made of bronze plates over an iron framework, and it stood about 33 meters high on a marble pedestal. It was located at the entrance of the harbor of Rhodes, and some sources say that it straddled the harbor with 1 foot on each side, while others say that it stood on one side with a torch in its hand. The statue was considered one of the wonders of engineering and art, and it symbolized the power and prosperity of Rhodes. 7. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. The lighthouse was a tower built on the island of Pharos, near Alexandria, in northern Egypt, in the 3rd century BC. It was commissioned by Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander the Great's generals who became the ruler of Egypt after his death. It was designed by Sostratus of Cnidus, a Greek architect and engineer. It was about 120 meters high and had 3 sections, a square base, an octagonal middle, and a cylindrical top. On top of the tower there was a fire that burned day and night to guide ships into the harbor. The fire was reflected by a large mirror that could be seen from up to 50 kilometers away. The tower also had a spiral staircase that led to an observation platform and a statue of Zeus Soter at its summit. The lighthouse was not only a practical device but also a symbol of knowledge and culture, as Alexandria was one of the most important centers of learning in the ancient world. These are the 7 wonders of the ancient world that have captivated the imagination of people for centuries. They show us how creative and skillful humans can be when they want to express their beliefs, values, and aspirations through architecture and art. They also remind us how fragile and ephemeral these creations can be when they face the forces of nature and history. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about these amazing wonders. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. See you next time.